Welcome to the Stand Up Taller podcast with Al Martin and Neil Berliner.
Hey guys, how you doing today? Neil, Grant,
Doing well,
how was your
are
week?
you? It was wonderful. I voted.
Neil, are you with us? Where are you?
Oh wait, the defibrillator's on. Hold on a second. All right, let me turn it off. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I'm doing all right.
What a crazy week we've had this week, huh?
Oh my God.
Elections. The one thing I'm so happy about is my inbox now does not have 25,000 emails a day asking for money. Money. Help me this, help me that, help me this.
And the thing is, how do these politicians expect you to get a text and go, okay, $100 through my phone? How are you supposed to know that that's even the candidate? I mean, please.
It could be anybody. It's
Could be
ridiculous
anybody.
already.
Any fraudster aside from the candidate, him or herself.
So let me ask you a question. When we were growing up, back in the 1930s and 1940s and stuff like that, what was going on? We got the elections almost that night, the results, right away. We still got a few states that are not even close to saying they have a result.
Well, it was all done on paper, but now we have technologies that's slowed us down immensely. Technology is the problem. It's supposed to be the answer and make things better. And now, we wait weeks or months for these runoffs and stuff to find out who the hell won.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's 4 days later. We still don't know who won in Nevada. We are going to a runoff in Georgia in December. Like, first of all, why can't the runoff be sooner? Why do we have to wait till December now? Like, what's the point of that?
Well, it delays us getting bad politicians in there. So maybe we're better off not having these people involved for a while.
What are we doing on this podcast? Let's just take over the electoral
Yeah,
process.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, why are we wasting time on this?
Yeah. Grant, change the entire category of our podcast from comedy to politics immediately. Get on it right away.
As long as we don't change the name again. I've done too much.
Oh my God, with these
done
name
there.
changes, there you go, vote. Yeah, we finally have arrived at our name, Stand Up Taller Podcast.
Yeah.
Because Al's real tall, I'm real short. I'd like to stand up taller. And frankly, the comedians listening, they all want to stand up taller and better. So we're going to try to help you too with some stand-up tips along the way for some of the comedians out there, especially the younger comedians, right?
Yeah, stay tuned to the end for the stand-up tip of the week. That'll be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So what do you think about these election results?
Well, there was
Neil?
supposed to be like this big red wave that they talked about with Trump leading the way. And except for down here in Florida where DeSantis and Rubio won big, the big red wave was supposed to be like a big nosebleed or something. And it turned out to be like a minor paper cut to your pinky.
Actually, the only one that had a really, really good night was Ron DeSantis in Florida. I mean, him and Rubio swept the state like 60% of the vote DeSantis got.
Yeah, it was an absolute landslide only in Florida.
He blew away anything that Donald Trump had.
That's
Actually,
true.
guys, I'm sorry. I know we said we weren't doing a guest, but I do have a caller right now if you'd want to talk to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. Something triggered when you said huge red wave. Would you be interested in? I'll just put him on.
I guess so. It's
Yeah.
better. It's what Al and I are talking about, I guess.
Yeah.
Bring him on. Hey, hello, caller.
Oh, 1 second. Having some technical issues. I need to unmute the caller.
That'd be a good idea.
Can the caller unmute himself? Perfect.
There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
do we
Can
start-
you
what do we
folks
do?
hear me?
Okay. Yeah, there he is. Who is this?
Who do we?
This is Donald Trump. Can you folks hear me?
Okay.
What? Are you kidding
Look,
me?
I don't know who the hell you got working your microphone system there, but not good. But here I am, right? How
Oh
you
my
fellas
God.
doing?
Hey, Mr. President. Okay, question. What happened here with Nevada, with Georgia, all these candidates that you selected, Herschel Walker, all these guys? What happened to them? They didn't deliver like we thought they would. Is it possible you've lost the sheen that you had, okay? And DeSantis is now in charge of the Republican Party.
Well, first of all, Al, not a big fan of the tone of that question. You know, I know you and me go way back. We go way back, right? All the way. I showed you the Broadway Comedy Club, right? All the real estate. But look, a lot of things happened, and we were treated very unfairly, okay? And look, we're looking into it very strongly. And I think there was a lot of fraud, if you want to know the truth, okay? But we were treated so unfairly, okay? That I can tell you very strongly.
Well, who better than you, Mr. Trump, to address the issue of fraud, correct?
Once again, very nasty. I mean, Neil, look, and I know Neil too, okay? I know a lot of things about Neil. I've sent a lot of people his way when it comes to doctor, right? But look, we're
Mr.
looking
President,
into it. Sure, yes.
did you select those curtains in Neil's house behind him?
I
It
mean,
looks
I
like-
don't know.
It looks like a morgue back there or a funeral home. This is a comedy show.
That's right. Look, he's got to right. He's got to hire a new. We call it interior decorator, right? And look, nobody knows style. Okay, like I know style. That guy needs a little bit more style. Okay, believe me.
Now, is it true? I heard that the person that was responsible for a lot of that style, the person that was the interior decorator for the world-renowned Plaza Hotel in Manhattan, was your ex-wife, and now she's buried at a golf course in the Bronx? Is
Well,
that
look,
true?
First off, moment of silence. Okay, there we go. Wow, what a great moment. Right, as far as moments of silence go, I've never seen a better one. Right, look. Ivanka, she passed away, and look, hey, look, it's a tax break, okay? Let's be real, okay?
I
We
believe,
love her.
Mr. President, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I believe her name was Ivana. Ivanka is your daughter, Mr.
Oh,
President.
Ivana, right? Well, look, Ivana, look, we
Right.
love
He
her.
sort of looks at Ivanka as a wife too, right? Didn't he have some weird stuff there going on for a while?
I have a beautiful daughter, okay? We'll leave it at that. But look, Ivana, she sadly left us. I think she slipped downstairs, which by the way, you'll never see me slipping downstairs, okay? Because I hold on to the handlebar, okay? That's how you go up the stairs, right? But she would always say, Donald, I don't want to hold on to the handle. And I'd say, you got to hold on. And now look what happened. Now you're buried in a golf course in the Bronx, okay? If you want to know the truth. But look,
The
we love
best
it,
golf
man.
course. It's the best golf course, right? Mr.
The
President?
greatest golf course in the history of golf courses. And that's all around the world, okay? Not just the United States. Tremendous deals in Scotland, all over the place, okay?
Mr. President, do you charge Ivana for rent for being on your golf course? May she rest in peace.
Annual membership fee.
Well, look, no rent. But we call it, piggyback, right? There was some deals in the prenup and everything. And let's just say Donald won big when Ivana went down. Okay. Let's just put it that way. Okay.
Like
Well-
looking forward, what's the plan for Melania? Will she be at the same golf course, or will you look to get another tax break and another golf course that you own?
Well, look, I'm planning on having Melania around for a very, very long time. At least 5 more years. Okay.
When does,
And-
when does the prenup expire?
Well, look, the prenup is ironclad. Okay, I had Rudy, tremendous, very powerful, very bigly attorneys work out the prenup. I was sitting there with Giuliani, and because he's been shafted many times by divorce. Okay, why do you think he has to work for me, right? But anyways, look, Melania, I have a great prenup, and she's going to be around for a lot more time. And after that, it's, we call it, so you get on Bumble or Hinge or frankly Tinder, right? The kids are all on Tinder. Okay. But for now,
Any
I'm a
possible?
Well, that's
happily married man.
Mr. President, all this talk about you and the election and we're happy you called in, but more important than the stuff you're talking about is the fact that Al and I have a new podcast. Do you have anything to say about that? Any words of advice for us?
Well, I keep an eye on all the podcasts, really, all the ratings, and I think, frankly, you guys are going to go through the roof. Okay, I think it's going to be great. Okay, and I think I'm happy to come on. We could do tremendous deals together. Okay, and frankly, I think it's going to be huge. Okay, believe me.
Wow, the president's blessing. That's fantastic. All right, Mr. President,
Absolutely.
You can't beat that.
can't
That's
beat it.
right. That's
All
right.
right. Grant, can we get this guy off now? Thank
Yeah,
you.
sorry, I've been
Okay.
trying to kick him off for a while.
Yeah, I
but
know.
he's
Thank you.
leave.
Thank you.
Folks, take care. I'll see you soon.
Take care. 2024. What's going to happen?
We're going to come back so strongly and we're going to beat that guy you were talking about. I call him Ron DeSanctimonious, right? Guy thinks he's holier than thou, right? You see him, he's like a little choir, like a little altar boy, but he's not so sweet, okay? And also, total nerd. I mean, the guy's a total nerd, okay? He was the kid that we would shoot spitballs at. I would sit in the back of the bus with the cool kid. We call them cool kids, right? And I'd go, and then Ron DeSantis was the guy, okay, nerd, okay? He might be able to do some good deals for Florida. But when it comes to the federal stuff, the big things running a country, he doesn't know what the hell's going on, okay? If you want to know the truth.
Who would you rather face, Biden or Bernie?
Wow, that's a good one. Well, you got mine. I call him Sleepy Joe. I call it the Benadryl administration, okay? The guy doesn't know what the hell's going on. At least Bernie, right? He might be a little more, they call it cognizant. But I mean, the guy's a total communist, right? He's a communist, okay? And we don't like communism, okay? We like to win. We like to win big.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. It's been incredible that you chose to listen to our podcast and call in, and you're welcome anytime.
Anytime.
Frankly, it would be a pleasure. You folks take care, okay?
Thank
Thanks,
you,
sir.
Mr. President.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Wow, Neil, that was
Ow!
incredible.
I mean, what a score! I can't believe it.
Second
I mean,
episode,
he
we
must
got a
have listened-
former.
He must have seen Madison Malloy's episode, looked at the cover of her book. He is probably trying to get in with Madison. That's my thinking.
In her podcast, second book, or just get into Madison.
He doesn't care about her podcast. He cares about Madison. Did you saw the cover? Come on.
Man, I really kind of having him. Wouldn't it have been unbelievable if we had just gotten another one of the point counterpoint, so to speak? Remember the point counterpoint they used to do on 60 Minutes? Two
Like
different
Andy
points of
Rooney
view.
and some other schmuck. Yeah, the point counterpoint.
Yeah, it would have been great if we could have had like a Bernie Sanders or a Joe Biden just come on the episode just to sort of give their point of view.
I don't think that's going to happen. So we
Yeah,
should
probably
just,
not.
yeah.
Anyway, I
hold
wanted
our
to mention
breath.
some. I wanted to mention something else in the news. We got to talk about this $2 billion lottery. You heard about that, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, the country's like going nuts with this. I got to tell you what happens though. Like every time the lottery prize gets big, like into the like $1 billion and over, my wife and I, and we never argue about anything. We start arguing about how we're going to spend the money when we win it. Like I'll say, like, when I win, I gotta get my friends together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them to a Bentley dealership and say, guys, I want you to come along with me. I just won the lottery and I want you to help me out. I'm going to buy a Bentley. And then I go through the whole thing with the salesman and all the options and the color and everything. And then I go, by the way, I want Bentleys for all these guys, all my friends. And that's what I'm going to do. And my wife says to me, what are you talking about? You can't buy your friends Bentleys. They're going to resent you. They're going to think you're some kind of asshole. I said, they're going to resent me if I win the money. I gotta buy them Bentleys so they'll still be friends with me. So she says, it's a ridiculous idea. It's really stupid. Don't do it. And then I say to her, well, look, what are we going to do about the house? Because, when you're a billionaire, you can't live in a regular house. She says, Neil, I love my house. I want to stay in our house. I like it. It's our house. I said, well, I'm thinking of, I think we should get a mansion. I think
Neil,
we should get a mansion.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Someone else is calling in. I don't know how because this is a Google meeting, but we got another caller. Would you guys want to listen to him?
No, I want to listen to the rest of the
Who is?
$2
I mean, is it
billion
somebody?
story.
Oh,
We'll get
I don't wanna
back
be
to the
rude.
lottery, but let's see what's going on.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt, but this guy just
No,
called
no.
in, and okay.
All right. Okay.
I'll put him
Let
on.
him
I
on.
don't-
Let him on. What the hell?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, is this the Standing Tall podcast with
Okay.
Al Martin and Neil Berliner?
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Oh my God, Neil!
Are you
First-
kidding me?
Oh,
I don't know how this is.
Can
it's
you
either,
hear
it's
me?
either Larry David or Bernie Sanders.
This is Bernie Sanders, and I am a champion of the bottom 99% of the people. And I want to say that I am supporting the bottom 99% of podcasts, and that's why I'm calling it healthcare.
Wow. Two calls in one day. I can't believe this.
Unbelievable
That
is right. Oh my God, Bernie Sanders. You know, Bernie Sanders, Neil, grew up a block and a half from where I grew up in
Really?
Brooklyn on Kings Highway and 28th Street.
That's awesome.
I was on Avenue P in East 28th Street, so like a block and a half apart.
Well, Bernie's sure
I
come a long way.
remember seeing Mr. Martin walking around. He was bullying children, stealing their lunch money. I saw it.
And that's
Well,
when
you
you got
know-
the idea for socialism, correct?
This is
you-
not fair. No, I do not like this. Look, healthcare. Look, speaking of healthcare, Neil, I have a bone to pick with you. You work in the medical profession. I am a fan of universal healthcare. You're charging the people way too much for the procedure. Oh,
Listen,
That's right.
Mr. Sanders, with all due respect, I have photoshopped a medical license, but that's the extent to which I'm involved with healthcare. You know about Photoshop, Bernie?
I do not know what the shop of photos that you are talking about is.
It's a
But I do
camera
know that
store.
the top 1% of Photoshop is taking advantage of the bottom 99% of people who only have maybe a Kodak or throwaway camera, perhaps a Polaroid. The people who take cheaper pictures and go to a 24-hour photo to get them developed are lower income than the people who can afford the Photoshop. That I can tell you, okay?
Well, I appreciate the fact that you're mentioning all these American brands for cameras and film and stuff. In fact, if you remember, I once approached you a few years ago and said, "Mr. Sanders, I really appreciate you. You're an icon." And you said to me, "I only like American cameras, not
Well, Neil,
Nikons."
I appreciate the compliment, and I do remember that time. But yes, it is time we do support the American companies and okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay,
Okay.
we get along. We get along. me and
Is
you.
there an
Me and
American is there an American company, Mr. Sanders, that makes good hair pieces? Because I'm noticing that your hair is a bit off this morning.
See, there we go. This is another right-wing question that they're asking to take advantage. They don't want to look. My hair is extremely real. Okay,
Now,
that's what I'm talking about. Look at it. Look,
Senator,
what is more real than that?
maybe Neil's.
Yeah.
Now,
This is the top 1% of hair. Okay.
now, Senator, did you get to listen at all to our interview just right? Actually, it was right before yours with the former president.
Every word out of that guy's mouth is horse crap, okay? I do not know what type of malarkey, to borrow a phrase from our Commander-in-Chief, Joseph R. Biden, malarkey. That guy is full of crap. And look, I think, I don't know what he's going to do, okay? Because his ego wants him to run again, but the country, even the Republican Party, are starting to turn their backs on him. Okay, you got that tan guy who has a real tan, not a spray tan like Trump is going to beat him. We call him DeSantis. Okay, he's not feeling good. Okay, it's like the end of the whole Trump era. Okay, healthcare.
Well, thanks, Mr. Sanders. Thanks so much for calling in. I know it's getting close to lunchtime where you are. The soup specials are beginning, and we'd like to
Tremendous
have you back.
deals.
Anytime you'd like to come back on the show, you're quite welcome.
Yes, and I would like to meet you guys in person. Like you said, the lunch special at the diner by my home They have
Yes.
great deals on the soups, and you come between 12:30 and 12:35. You get it, and I get the coupon. My wife, my beautiful wife, who I love so much, she gets the coupon, and we'll all eat, and we'll have a good time, and we'll talk about this and that, and the top 1% of the bottom 99% of podcasts and everything going on.
Grant, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Sanders. Thanks for coming on, Bernie.
It is very good to be here. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Get home safely. Obey traffic laws, okay? Believe me.
Neil, that was unbelievable, huh?
Grant, we're on a big score here. I can't. This streak we're on here with these calls. It's fantastic. But I mean, we got a show to do, right? Let's get to some other stuff. Well, what about Herschel Walker? That guy. He's in a runoff, right?
Yeah.
another one.
Let me ask you a question with that, right? So he's running as a Republican, correct?
I believe he thinks he's a Republican. Yes.
What do you think about him in red?
Well, there's a big controversy. I mean, he's running in a red state, but he played for the Giants, and it was Giant blue all the way. So, I mean, how does he reconcile that? I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I can't understand a word he says when he talks,
Well,
especially when he gets emotional about something.
Well, I'm glad you don't, because I would really be worried about you if you could understand him.
Who is harder to understand, Herschel Walker or the current commander in chief?
Well, yeah, Biden has a stuttering problem. That's true. But when he eventually gets the words out, I can understand them. You might not like everything he says, but at least you can understand some of the words.
Yeah, I suppose so. What do you think, Grant? Great to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Grant, is your audio on, or? I think.
Yeah, it is now.
Oh, okay, great.
I was just making
Actually,
sure you guys are paying attention.
Keep it off. It's okay. No.
Yeah, that's probably for the better.
Yeah.
I don't really read the news, but there's someone on the line. I don't know. People keep calling in. There's another person who I guess sometimes reads the news. Would you want to talk to him?
Why not? We let everybody else on this show.
Why not?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop asking and just put them directly on.
You just put them through from now on. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Who's this?
Hey, welcome to the Stand Up Taller podcast with Al Martin and Neil Berliner. Hello, caller.
Hey, look, folks, come on, man. Look,
Oh,
hey, who am I talking to?
Oh my
Oh,
God!
God. Oh my.
I'm
Could
Joe,
it be?
This is presidential week.
I'm Joe President, Biden of the United States of America. Come on, man. Who's
Mr.
this?
Biden. How
Where's
did you get our phone number? What the hell?
Hey, look, you called me, Jack. Take you out behind the schoolyard there. Look, hey, come on. Look, who am I talking to? Where are you guys coming from? Is this
This
AM
is the
or-
Al Martin, Neil Berliner, Stand Up Taller podcast.
Hey, that sounds good. Look, you guys look decent, so bring back decency, okay? You fellas, excuse me. Look, hey, look, hey, come on. You guys are bringing back decency, like Joe. Look, I'm Joe President, but Biden of the United States, and look, are you guys on? Excuse me. You guys on AM or FM? The radio.
Well, it's not a broadcast, Mr. President. It's a podcast. It's a
And
podcast.
that's okay. That's so you want to do that. Whatever happens between, man and a woman, man and another man in the privacy, that's okay. Look, hey, it's about diversity, man. Come on.
Mr. President, let me ask you a question here. You can listen to us on a number of platforms. There's iHeartRadio, Spotify, and on your computer.
I spotted a fly yesterday. It was flying by, but my Secret Service got him out of the way. But go on, man. Come on.
What kind of computer you use? An Apple?
Look, type of computer that you type in words and you can come on, you get emails and stuff. Look, you know the thing. Come on, Jack.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Thinks
I
he's a
can't
tough
believe you're
guy
calling.
over here with the gotcha questions.
I have a question now. Of
a
course,
good one.
we have no idea who is running the Congress yet, But if the Republicans were to take the House, they might start some Hunter Biden investigations. What do you think about that? What's your thought?
Look, hey, look. Millions of Americans suffer, look, from drug addiction. My boy has an issue with excuse me, crack. And that's okay. Look, sometimes, if anything, look, I think it makes it more relatable to the people. Most Americans in this country are addicted to something. Come on, man.
Crack is back, right?
Crack is back. It's whack. No, but it's whack. But it's back. But it's you look. I'm reading off the cue cards here, man. What's going on?
Is it a lot of malarkey?
Hey, look, pal. It's a whole lot of malarkey. Look, my son, he's gonna be okay because his dad's looking out for him, and you look, you know the thing. Come on, Jack.
I guess before we have you go, Mr. President, we got to ask, what about 2024? Is it going to happen?
Look, we don't know what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. I tell you one thing. That lady that I picked, they don't want her either. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to build back better. Come on, man.
Okay, Mr. President. Well, I just want to say on behalf of me and Al and Grant, you're welcome anytime on the show. As long as we're not packed with a good comedian guest or something like that, we'll have you on again. Okay.
That's right. I'll tell you one thing. That orange guy, Maggie, the great Maggie King, that guy's not one. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if it's gonna be me, but it's not gonna be that guy.
Mega MAGA, right?
Mega, the great Mega wizard, great Mega, the threat to national security, America. Come on, man.
All right, there you have it, people.
Wow.
I mean, could we get better guests, Al and I? Could we get
No,
better
it's
guests for this thing?
It's
I mean, give me a
you
break.
know, the only thing that would be unbelievable, these elections are coming down to the wire now. We know that. We should have Nevada in the next couple of days. We should have Arizona. And I think maybe each party will win one senatorial seat, which leaves it all up to Georgia. Raphael Warnock on the Democratic side and Herschel Walker on the Republican side. I'd love to get
you mean Herschel Walker, the football player?
Yeah, I'd love to get one of those guys on at an episode and talk to them and see what's going on.
Well, look, Al, it's one thing getting Trump and Biden and Bernie on, but I don't think Herschel Walker would be available, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
You guys aren't going to believe this, but I think I got Herschel Walker.
Are you
What?
kidding? What?
I know. I'm a really good producer, and
Oh my gosh.
I'm very talented. And I think,
I'm losing my mind. This
I
is some
think-
episode.
Mr. Walker, are you on the line? Do you hear us?
Hey, man. Look, folks. I'm Herschel Walker. And look, it's the Planned Parenthood. I was an abortion. I was aborted. You understand? Then I came back. That's why I'm against it. Look, hey, come on. That's what I'm talking. I play football. Everything in football is an abortion if you think about it. Look, come on.
So, Mr. Walker, what do you think of a plurocracy?
A bureaucracy? Come on, man. Look, that's what the gotcha left-wing media calls a gotcha question. We ain't falling for that. Okay.
What do you think about dogs barking in the background in the middle of a podcast?
Look, I don't know about no dogs. You want to talk to dogs, you speak to Michael Vick. I don't know about no dogs.
Exactly.
I don't know about no
Exactly.
dogs. That's another left-wing gotcha question. That's the left-wing media. Okay, the lamestream media talking about dogs. I'm talking about freedom and abortion.
Let me ask you a question now, Neil. Have you ever worked with CTE people in football that have had brain damage and stuff from playing too much football?
Yeah, it started with Gerald Ford, actually. He didn't wear his helmet often enough in college. And if you listen to him as president, you can tell that he had some chronic traumatic encephalopathy, as we call it in the profession. Yes.
Have you noticed anybody that might have encephalopathy on this episode?
No, well, certainly not Herschel. I mean, he's a very articulate man. He gets his points across, right, Herschel?
Well, look, I have hit my head indeed, but look, my mama used to say, if you hit your head, at least you know you have a head. Because there's a lot of people in the left wing who don't know they got a head. But I'm getting ahead, and that's what we're doing for this country.
Excellent, Mr. Walker.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, it's good to hear that the country's in good hands, Mr. Walker. Thanks so much.
Look, we in great
and-
hands, man.
And our entire democracy really is going to be coming down to Georgia on December 6th, and you're one of the main contestants. You are the Republican contestant in that match. So, it's great that our audience can really see you at your finest right now.
Absolutely. And I just got to say, Stacey Abrams keeps hitting me up on late night texts. You up? You want to go out? Look, and I'm into BBWs. That means big, beautiful women. But I'm not into Stacey because that's a whole bunch of, malarkey, as, Sleepy Joe would say.
Would you have liked her to be your blocking back when you were?
That's a good one, man. That man should have done Def Comedy Jam because that's a good one. Oh Lord, I ain't gonna say too much on that. But that Al Martin man, that's a funny dude.
He is, right?
Could you imagine?
I like Neil too. I like them Kurt.
No,
I
you're
heard some
just
of that.
saying that.
I heard something in
Mr. Herschel,
before
I gotta
about
tell you, Herschel, you just did something that comedy fans do. Whenever I'm standing around hanging out with a really famous comedian, they come up to the comedian and say how great he is. Then they look at me for a second and they go, "You were good too. You were good too." But they don't really mean it.
Nah, it's from the heart. It's from the heart.
Is it really? One of the things.
Even if CTE or R2L or whatever three letters you want to put together to malign my reputation, I'm from the heart.
That's true.
Well, Herschel, what I find fascinating,
What's
we've
that?
had a senator, we've had a former president, current president, a football star, a potential United States senator, and none of that fascinates me as much as how Neil can stand up for an entire 45-minute episode. And he's standing up. He's been standing up the whole episode.
Well,
when are you gonna sit down there, Neil?
I tell you, Al,
that's fake news.
if I had only listened to my parents when I was 12 and gone for those growth hormone shots, I wouldn't have to be putting up with any of this stuff. But I didn't listen. I didn't want to go to Manhattan every week to get the growth hormone shots. So here we are, folks. Here we are.
It is the Stand Up Taller podcast, right?
It is. And you know what? A good way to end it, I think we should do every episode for those comedians listening, is to give them a stand-up comedy tip. The stand-up comedy tip of the week. How about it?
Go ahead, Neil.
I'll start this week. You can go next week, Al.
Great.
Very simple tip, guys. Don't bury the punchline. So many young comedians will put the punchline in the middle of the joke. It's got to be right at the end because the audience doesn't have enough attention span to wait out, getting to the end. If it's not at the end, it's not going to work.
I knew that. Even I knew that. Come on.
Even Herschel knew that.
Come on now.
Even post CTE, Herschel knew that.
Wow.
Right, Herschel?
So
Yeah,
Grant,
that's right.
Grant, let everybody know where they can listen to the Stand Up Taller podcast.
Yeah, of course, you can see us on Spotify, YouTube, catch us on Apple soon. That's coming. Google is coming as well, Pod Indexed, Amazon, iHeartRadio, all the places that you listen to podcasts, you're going to be able to listen to us.
And of course, Neil and Al Martin's page, Broadway Comedy Club radio page.
Of course, NeilVillerComedy.com.
Wow. It's going to, maybe we can even upload it to Donald Trump's website.
That's in the works as well.
I'm going to talk to him, because that's my guy,
Well, anyway, for Neil Berliner, President Trump, President Biden, Senator Bernie Sanders, future possible Senator Herschel Walker, and football great Herschel Walker, and for Grant Moore, our producer, we'll see you next week, folks, on the Stand Up Taller podcast.
You guys take care.
Take care.